Good morning. Take a look at yesterday. The world-class strikers continued with one major absentee, and that's the old codger, Cristiano Ronaldo, looking a little out of sorts. But a couple of goals from Sir Harold of Kane carried on that sudden rise of these world-class strikers, Messi, Haaland, Mbappe, and now Kane scoring a brace. Ronaldo, the elephant in the room. The ideal angle for the HJK Inter Turku match, we knew it was a derby style match. 0-2 lead for Inter Turku was gettable, and HJK did make it 1-2. I did suggest to you a possibility of taking on Inter Turku second half, but we did have to go round the houses to get the draw and the profit, because it went to 1-3 and then 2-3 and 3-3. Derby style match, that one. Ilves, the market or the stats analysis, strong on this one, and emphatic stuff. KUPS taking on a KUPS lead, not really for me, but if you fancied it, they're about 1.2 to lay. And TPS did get a goal, but it came at 0-2. Guniston got the job done, and both teams to score. SJK. That big problem for Portugal, that lack of the world-class striker performing. 3 goals for Messi, 2 goals for Sir Harold of Kane. Nothing for Messi. Tumbleweeds. So they're going to have to look at that. I think Portugal, the talisman, is he worth sticking with if you're going to be turning 1.29 shots into draw specialists? Well, looking on to today. Warm order Ulu against Maria Hamner. Does the analysis agree? Well, yes, 85% home win. That's about what we saw for Ilves yesterday with that 5-0 win. So hopefully be along the right lines there. Already had Ghana and Panama, a 1-0 win. And Uzbekistan and Colombia gone as well. Czech Republic and South Africa, very difficult for me to unpack this one. Not renowned goal scorers, are they, the Czechs? Rankings, very tight. 45th against 57th. That immediately puts you on the back foot as well. Not a match which greatly appeals, I'm afraid. I'm looking forward to the new season, to be honest. August to April, I don't like doing World Cups. The time zone is different, and very difficult matches to anticipate. That's the problem. But I think as we get into these second group stage matches, we can anticipate at least laying the draw second half. Both teams to score in over 2.5 goals, says the research. Lay the Czech Republic in the match odds. I wouldn't necessarily be doing that at the off. That's not the way I trade. Laying at the off. Back over 2.5 goals. I'm all right with that. Friendly form. Beat North Macedonia and Malta. That's hardly earth-shattering form lines, is it, for the Czech Republic? I don't even know who their forward is. Is it Schick, the Hoffenheim man? 35th against 60th. The Czech Republic record, 100% win rate. 4 wins out of 4 against teams around South Africa's in the league. In the rankings, 5 wins, 1 draw, and 5 defeats for the South Africans. So it's about a 50-50 record that they have. Again, it's a match which makes very little appeal on paper for me. I haven't got a clue how it's going to be unpacked. That's about it. That's all I have to say. Switzerland against Bosnia-Herzegovina. Should be favouring the Swiss. This becomes must-win territory for both of these two, particularly the Swiss, having an apparent 3-pointer banker against Qatar, cocking that one up completely with a 1-1. So this is all about context rather than all of this. It's a must-win. And in must-wins, you'll be looking at laying any late draw, of course. So that's the way I would play that. Lay Bosnia +5, plus 1.5 in Asian handicap. That's given Bosnia a 2-goal head start in the Asian handicap. So the market's looking for the Swiss to be on their guard attack-wise, but they only scored 1 goal against Qatar. Backing under 2.5 goals in play. That might be a good idea. And we're looking at the rankings record. It's a big rankings differential. 8 wins out of 8 for the Swiss against teams ranked around Bosnia's in the league. That's emphatic stuff. Canada against Qatar. Not too shabby, the Canadians. Qatar, well, you've seen what they could do against Switzerland. So Canada have been warned. Kyle Larin is the Southampton centre forward. He is a class act. He got the goal in the opener. He really is quality. And they've got Tintin on their side as well. Fantastic. Oh no, it's Qatar's Tintin. So just watch out. You might want to lay over 0.5 goals at the start of this match and see if that very defensively led Qatar turn up. If they can keep a better ranked Swiss side to a single goal and no win, they can do the same against the Canadians. Larin likely to be a super sub as he was in the first match. So I'd be laying over 0.5 goals at the start of this match personally myself. That's the value. And look for a 0-0 at half time. Don't forget it's must-win territory we're getting into with a draw for Qatar and Canada in their openers. So it's must-wins. Got to get 3 points on the board at some point. You've only got 3 matches to get out of this group stage. 70% win rate for the Canadians v teams around Qatar's in the league. 3 draws and 2 defeats for Qatar. So the draw is open, isn't it? If we're looking at the odds, well, 3 odds-on favourites. How did the odds-on favourites get on yesterday? Boom. Starting to pick up odds-on favourite wins now after that series of score draws. 1.67 England winning, but they yet again score draw here. But that's the anomaly, and I think this is the Ronaldo problem. Got to keep with the talisman, but is he going to be effective having just played in the Saudi leagues? Really not stretched at all. So, question mark. All other odds-on favourites delivering since Tuesday's score draws, particularly. No, not Tuesday's score draws. The odds-on favourites delivering again. So we go all the way back to Monday for the last aberrant, short-priced favourite, Uruguay and Belgium. So the market looks as if it's getting the odds-on favourites correct. If that's something that you want to factor in today, by all means do. I'm sorry it's a bit bitty at the moment. You can understand I don't like playing these matches if I don't have an angle in. And, of course, time issues. I couldn't watch the England match yesterday. 5 a.m. start where I am. So today's matches, we've got 3 out of 3 odds-on favourites. They are starting to call the odds-on favourites correct now. Czech Republic, higher odds than England were yesterday. So just expect a bit more from the South Africans, or make it a bit tougher an assignment for the Czech Republic at 5 o'clock. The Swiss, well, must solve their draw-itis. And Qatar will be feeling very buoyant that they can stop the Canadians. Don't forget, Swiss were 1.19 or lower, and they failed to beat Qatar. So that, for me, far too short, these Canadians. Be interesting to keep tabs on the tennis with Wimbledon, our next Grand Slam. And you saw the techniques I used in the French Open very, very effectively as well. Taylor Fritz could have done with Bergs winning that tiebreaker in the opener. This is one of our reliables. Talking of reliables, Tiafoe on grass should be favoured. 1.2 Shelton doing the job, 1.25 Herkats. Caught out by a German in Germany. So, yes, had I been looking yesterday, I would have been noting Altmaier possibly taking on a Herkats lead just for the hell of it. He'll be such short odds. German in Germany could play above his expectation. Troubling for Algo Lyceum. He's having to really work hard these days. But an opening gambit if you fancy taking on Team winning the first set. You can see how tight this one was. Daniil Medvedev back on grass, delivering 2 breaks of serve in each set. The job done, 6-4, nice and simple. Odds-on favourites Nakashima and Dimonor, worth following after winning in Holland. Or not winning, but getting to the final in Holland. So he's good on grass, Dimonor. He had a poor clay court element. Manarino and Ferry, 1.73 the favourite. Ferry taking the opening set and the next set as well. Don't forget, this is like a 2.3 the favourite match, isn't it? It's even Stevens effectively. Looking in Berlin. Any Germans in Berlin? Nope. Possibilities if Alexandrova had won the first set, because he's a fellow countrywoman, will know each other's game well. That's my angle in there. And in Nottingham, any Brits? No Brits in Nottingham. 1.44 favourites Zheng going a set down to Gibson and fighting back in the second set. Now, at any stage did Zheng lead in that second set, and would we have got a trading angle out of Zheng? Don't forget, the hint is as good as the outcome, and trusting 160th in the world in hindsight at 1.44. Maybe down to injury, I think, if she's an odds-on favourite. Second set, well, what a start. Completely ballsing that one up. Fighting back immediately. Did she break serve, Zheng, at any stage? Or did this remain on serve until the tiebreaker? What we're looking at is the hint that she would possibly win the set. But you're not going to be doing it like that. And then she wins the serve there. Break point. Match point. Break point. Break point. Very close. Well, she got it back. So she saved a match point. Now, did Zheng take a commanding lead in the tiebreaker? This would be your only out now. That's a 0-2. That gives us some hope. Did she follow it up with a 0-3? Well, a 1-3 there. A 1-4. That's probably getting to nearer an out in that second set. So you'd have had to wait a bit. 2-5 is even better. She's only 2 points away. Her opponent is 5 points away. So I think 2-5 was your out there. You'd have had to wait a lot if you'd have taken on or followed the market with that 1.44 favourite. So tennis, it's not about the final set score. It's all about the intricacies in play. And I will be around for Wimbledon. I'm looking forward to Wimbledon. We got some wonderful shorties laid in the French Open, didn't we? As low as 1.01. So really good stuff. Looking on to today's tennis. And Taylor Fritz immediately is on the notebook, or in the notebook. Shelton is playing a fellow American. We're looking for Quinn to win the first set. Looking for Hampman to give Zverev something to think about. Fellow Germans meeting each other. I think Zverev might drop a set. He's been dropping sets, but still going through. So 3 out of 3 in Haaland today catch my eye. And in London, I don't have a strong opinion on any of these at all, which is a pity. Familiar names, yes, but I'm not sure what kind of form they're in on grass. In Berlin, we're looking at Lees to potentially take the first set off Svitolina, or at least give Svitolina a battle if Svitolina wins the first set. You'll have a nice low odds entry point. Madison Keys and Muchova is expected to be a 3-setter. And Robikina is playing Iala. 1.17 favourite, deserves our attention there. Don't forget you can read these previews as well. They are world class. They do highlight to you any potential injuries as well. And in Nottingham, no Brits. Karolina Pliskova has tended to have some reliability about her in what could be a three-setter. So we'll be looking at the kind of reaction from Pliskova if she loses the first set. Klugman, beautiful British name, against Buskova. Can Klugman take a set in front of home support? That would be my question there. So some interesting stuff in the tennis today, and I would love to be able to capture one or two of these for you, but probably better to wait for the Grand Slam, because this really is where you can make some decent money, the Grand Slam tennis. And in the men's game, it's the 5-set element of the Grand Slam which makes life very appealing. So that's it from today. Very strong favourite in Oulu. Czech Republic, the highest odds on today. Swiss and the Canadians expected to continue the strong odds on performance, winning performances since the Belgian-Uruguay score draws. We've been getting the wins and we've been getting the quality goals. Look out for Larin again for Canada. He could be the difference. He really caught my eye for Southampton, and he catches my eye in that opening goal for the Canadians. But watch out for Qatar. Can park the A380 in front of goal, Qatar. Laying over 0.5 goals. We'll cover any defensively strong performance in the first half from Qatar and a 0-0 at half-time. Give you an option to lay that draw second half for full liability. Afraid I can't be around for these at all, which is a pity. We had 6 hours to all of these. And it's not a World Cup made for people in my part of the world, which is a pity. So the Swiss and Canadians expect to continue the strong odds-on performances of the last 2 days for these World Cup favourites. Carrying on, tomorrow we've got the Irish Premier Division, Irish First Division and the Obos League. And so plenty of research for me from the stats analysis perspective. The Mexicans are back and only evens against the South Koreans at 2 a.m. USA against Australia. It's going to be a bit of a humdinger with the Australians taking a 2-0 lead against Turkey, who are pretty solid units. So fascinating stuff from the Aussies. USA under Pochettino looked extremely solid, but just way up their opponent there. Let's not get too carried away. And Scotland against Morocco. If Scotland turn up anywhere near how they were in those playoffs, McTominay, bicycle kick, Tierney, what's that goal from halfway line? Unbelievable. So they've got it in them, Scotland, to do something, but this Morocco is a tough unit, aren't they? African champions, got some world-class players in their ranks. Scotland are going to have to play far better than they did against Haiti, that's for sure. But Boston is alive with the sound of bagpipes, and I wish the Scots all the best. Fantastic to get here. Their matches were wonderful to watch in the playoffs. The fans are the greatest, and I wish them all the best. So that's it. Have a great day, and I probably won't be seeing you today. It's only the Oulu match, but we do have the return of odds-on favourites, and the odds-on favourites have all been winning since Belgium and Uruguay. Is that something you can trust today? 3 out of 3 odds-on favourites today. Czech Republic, the biggest priced of them.